just like it didn't even pop up. It must have got ugly quick because it didn't even pop up on my feed. When I went and saw the score, I said, oh, okay. They're trying to send a message. But it's too late now. It is too late now.
Damn.
Absolutely too late.
Apparently, Ark Manning put on a show.
Yeah, I was wondering we was gonna talk about that. Cause I was like, yeah, TP hollering about he don't want him to start. It sounds like to me he started.
I don't know if it's enough to overtake Quinn Ewers. You know, it's just a spring game. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a spring game. So I don't know.
Well, you know how it is. Fans get all excited about the spring game. I meant to, you know what? I meant to send you. So I went off on Twitter because I thought it was a coach.
You thought what was
So,
the coach?
one of the media personalities around Dion, I guess he followed Dion from Jackson State to Colorado. Now, Carmani, whatever his last name is, entered the transfer portal. He said he wanted to go to a school that wasn't for clicks or whatever. That's fine. Kids gonna say what they want to say. This grown ass man goes out there on an interview. I guess it's on his podcast. It was talking about, oh, well, Coach Prime, he just let the kids be kids and he don't really say much about what they have to say. Then he proceeds to go, yeah, while I was at practice, Prime told Carmine he got to do X, Y, and Z to start next week. And he ain't do none of it. So that's what you're doing. You dragging this young man, knowing he in the portal. You know he in the portal. And it ain't like it's one or two top flight corners in the portal. It's a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you just basically run down his resume, killing the chance of him going to another school.
He'll go to another school.
He'll go to another school, but I'm just like, you a black man. Why are you doing this? What's the purpose? Oh, you think these kids are commodity like the white coaches did for all them years,
So
using them
you
players
so
as
you saying
commodities.
Dion was wrong.
No, I'm saying it wasn't Dion. It was this media personality, Coach something Neely, or Neely, something
So you
Neely. But
saying the coach was wrong for speaking out as to why this kid entered the portal
yes,
after the kid in response to what the kid said?
yes,
So the kid said that he wanted to leave because he didn't want to be over there due to likes and clicks and
yeah,
it being a circus. But in
yeah.
actuality, so I feel like all he, this is he's basically trying to deter other kids from trying to go to Colorado. You're hurting this school because when you put this stigma or you create the narrative that, oh, if you go to Colorado, it's all about media, it's all about Dion, then that hurts their recruiting.
I 100% agree with you.
And
But
all
you
he
know what
said was in a response, hey, this is what he was told. He did not do that. What's the problem? He wasn't going to be the starter. He was told that he wasn't going to be the starter, and this is why. And then he decided to enter the transfer portal. Good luck to him.
So I went out because I thought he was a coach. He's a media personality, which makes it worse because you are invited into these locker rooms. And if you're around players in the locker room and they know at any point in time you spilling the tea, no, I can't talk to you.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're not gonna
There's
talk
no,
to you.
there's no journalistic integrity at all. I can't, I can't talk to you. But me as a parent, I'm gonna have an issue with dude. Because why are you doing this now? You could have waited to after everybody got situated in the portal. But in this world of, and I am not immune to, oh shit, this is a hot topic. Let me make this a headline. I'm not immune to it. But I'm not
Mm-hmm.
using that while hurting something. Like if I'm doing something while I'm hurting somebody else, I gotta check me. Regardless of, do I agree with that young man saying no? But I also realize he's a 20-something. The dude I'm looking at in his 50s. It's got to make sense. It's got just like I said, I had to apologize because he had on Colorado gear. So I assumed he was a Colorado coach. The way the TikTok video, and I'm sorry to hate TikTok now. The way the TikTok video came up. Because I was just happy go lucky having a good old day. And then that interview right there pissed me all the way up. Took me completely out my character. But at the end of the day, and it ain't just him. He ain't the only one backdooring these kids. There's a lot of kids in these portals, and it's a lot of coaches butthurt about it. Them days of y'all being able to hoard 3 and 4 levels of first round draft picks as y'all first, second, and third string. Yeah, that's over. Them days is over.
But we had 2 kids enter the transfer portal yesterday. Saving Red, running back who hasn't really done much, going into his 3rd year, and Terrence Brooks, who I was actually expecting to be on the field as a starter in the secondary, which we were pretty hurt at last year in some games. You know, I get that the portal is there to give kids the option to move around when situations may not be the best for them.
Yeah.
But at some point, it's like being on a 1-year contract. Everybody
Mhm.
is on a 1-year contract.
People
You
don't
have
understand that.
you have no obligation to the school. I can understand why a coach would be frustrated with how the transfer portal works, because there used to be a penalty, you know, you don't play this year if you transfer.
Mhm.
That used to be the penalty, and that deterred a lot of kids from transferring.
And what hurt the kids was, I'll take Florida State as an example. People think UCF this like overnight success or whatever. I remember when UCF was nothing, was never gonna be nothing. Bobby Bowden, who never let a player transfer. We had this 4-star running back. When I say he was never gonna see the light of the ATP, he Warwick Dunn, Tiger McMillan, and like 2 other guys. He was never gonna see the field. But I was
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, you can go ahead and transfer. Nobody else he ever did that for. Dude transferred to UCF, them motherfuckers went to the playoffs the next year.
Mm-hmm.
So that let me see that if Florida State hoarding talent, I know Miami hoarding talent, I know Gainesville hoarding talent. So these kids stuck. And then on the flip side, you got kids that go to HBCUs who earn their way to Power Fives. So General Hunt is a all SWAC FCS defensive tackle, but he 5'10", 5'11", 300 and like 10 pounds or something like that. He wasn't gonna get recruited out of high school at
At
a Power
5'10",
Five.
at
Yeah,
5'10".
but you show these people you can play. Yeah, I'm a transfer. I'm in the port. He in the portal. He ain't picked the school, none of that. People also don't realize he can come back.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
HBCU doesn't have to honor his scholarship. That's the
No, they don't.
danger.
They don't.
That's the danger that presents itself when you enter the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Is the school no longer is obligated to,
Yeah,
you know,
and
to
that's the whole
withhold
thing.
your scholarship.
Your scholarship from the day you sign is year to year. Period.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you could. And I hear a lot of schools say, well, if they're not on a team, they still are eligible to finish out their academic career. Yes, they are. Most schools say, yeah, you can stay here and continue your academic career. But that ain't, I hate to say that, but that's not what they went to school for. They went to school under the guise of, I'm gonna play football here and get my education and maybe go to the league.
Yeah.
But it's this,
I have three boys that I gotta raise. And I have to raise them with the right values.
yeah,
And I'm I've always been you're loyal to those that are loyal to you. And being offered a scholarship is a big thing. And getting an education is an even better thing. You should do what you feel is right. And if it don't feel right, then it probably ain't the right thing to do. Because there's kids entering the portal for the right reason, then there's kids entering it for the wrong reasons. But only they know whether it's the right or the wrong reason. You get what I'm
right.
saying?
Yep.
That has to be an intrinsic thing that you take upon yourself to do the due diligence. Is this the right thing for me? Am I good enough to play at the next level? And am I not getting the right opportunities? Is the culture not right? There are so many things that we would look at as to trying to create the right fit for yourself at any given school.
This this thing gonna get real interesting because all that, man, it's so much HBCU, who gonna win what. Like, y'all got 6 players in the portal every other day. Why you talking?
Let's not say nothing until July.
Until we get to camp. What we
I don't
talking
want to
about?
hear nothing until July because your team ain't gonna look the same 2 months from now. The way that it looked last month is not how it's gonna look 2 months from now. You got kids that are still coming out of high school. You got some dogs that are coming out of high school that could potentially take some of these guys' spot, and that's why they hitting the portal. But that doesn't mean just because they were decent players that you don't have even better players coming in.
Yeah.
You don't know the landscape until we get in camp. There ain't no more portal. It ain't no more moving around. This is the teams. This is who we about to line up against. Then we can start building game plans around the players that we have.
Yeah, these and I don't, you know what, I like Josh podcast, HBCU United. I like their podcast. But when I
Mm-hmm.
tell you, and I knew I had some inside information, I knew 3 players was moving from certain teams. I had already knew that, so I'm looking at them like, do they little rundown? It was like, yeah, fam, you ain't gonna repeat and blah 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 blah. I was like, but do y'all know what's coming down the pike?
You're counting your eggs before they hatch.
And I was just like, and they ain't the only ones, everybody. Oh, Jackson State and da da da. Listen, listen.
See,
It's
this isn't like the days of old. Remember how Alabama hoarded talent? Well, you talk about hoarding talent. Let's talk about Alabama.
true.
Year in and year out, 10 plus first round draft picks coming out of that school, right? Testament to Nick Saban's coaching, but also to the level of talent that they have sitting in the wings. Ain't nobody sitting in the wings no more. Oh, I can go play and play now? All right, well, I'm gonna get up out of here, If this is what we're talking about. Hey, let me go find greener pastures.
For real.
And these are and a lot of kids that went to Alabama kind of already knew that they were potentially good enough to make it to the NFL. But we still had players sitting for years waiting to get on the field. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't start year one. If he'd have went to any other school in the country, he would have started as a true freshman.
So here's my thing. And y'all, it's a couple Longhorns that, quite honestly, They look like Raiders. They look like Raiders. You
How
know,
about Worthy?
yeah. He look like a Raider.
He a track star.
That sound about right. That sound like a Raider.
He a track star.
That sound like a Raider. Definitely sound like a Raider.
He a track star that actually can play football though, because I have a better grade on him than I had on Marquise Goodwin when he came out.
Oh yeah. I wish Marlo was here. Wish Marlo was here. Because I would tell Marlo a little something about his squad, but I'm gonna be good about you know I'm gonna be good about everything. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the chat, I want to apologize. We kind of started early, so we just started chit chatting. So I want to welcome everybody to the Madness Basketball Podcast. Tonight we are not talking a lot about basketball. We're gonna get into the playoffs real quick, and then we're gonna do this NFL draft preview. Um, so for everybody that's been watching, TP has been calling my New York Knicks average all season. All season. And TP is the main one talking about you gonna have to see my face. Y'all seeing my face right now. Because last night, let just to let you like go out and Google Monica McNutt last 30 seconds of the New York Knicks playoff game. It was everything. First off, White Dante, sir, my hat's off to you. Just everybody, it was a team effort. And I kept telling you, once OG got back, so y'all ready to give up on Tobias Harris? Cause yeah, OG Ananobi locked
Every
him up.
team Tobias Harris has played on has given up on Tobias Harris.
Oh, I want to feel sorry, but I'm not.
Tell
I'm not.
is this facts or no?
I mean, he's overpaid.
He's been overpaid.
He's an overpaid player. I don't even want to look up his stats. I don't.
It's not good.
For what he's making in his stats, and I think this is the last year of his contract. I'm pretty sure this is the last year of his contract. Hey Doc, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming in. But it's the New York Knicks average. Oh man, it brought tears to my eyes last night.
Let me tell you what I saw. I saw Joel Embiid on pace for 45 points in game one, and then suffered another lower body injury, and the game changed.
You know what?
I don't think this is as much about the Knicks as it is about Joel Embiid not performing in the playoffs yet again, not being healthy in the playoffs. Yeah, he put up some good numbers still, but he did most of that work before he got hurt, and after that, the paint was open. The paint was open. Jalen Brunson and Hart would get into the goal whenever they wanted to, and when they did, and when they got to the goal, double teams and transition came. People sitting wide open. The entire 76ers defense looked lost at times. Like they were just running around hoping to get a hand in somebody's face as a shot went up. And ultimately, when you let a good shooting team take high percentage shots with under no duress, you run into a problem where you're getting scored on. And then Josh Hart playing out absolutely outside of his mind. Absolutely outside of his mind. This dude has been playing crazy. Brunson actually got some rest and then came
Oh,
back and dropped more buckets.
do you?
No, Julius Randle means we're not sitting here in half court offense trying to figure something out, letting him back to the basket, turn around mid range brick over and over. We ain't seeing that. Also, Julius Randle is one of those big men that likes to play outside. So what they do, they have another big man that plays inside. So now we're getting more and more second chance shots. You got guards rebounding, forwards rebounding. The Knicks out rebounded them at a substantial rate. The Sixers aren't fighting as much as we thought.
I,
But still, shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks. I'm not going to say that they're average. They're playing well above average right now. This is above average basketball. It ain't great, but it's above average basketball at the moment.
oh, you gotta get them digs in.
Oh,
You know,
you still gonna hear me. You still gonna hear me now. It ain't great, but it is above average. I can't call them average. It's above right now. You 2-0 in the first round. Let's see how this goes. You know what I
so,
mean?
so I don't want it to be lost, or I don't want anybody to feel that it's lost on me that Joel Embiid is playing injured in the playoffs. He is playing for his legacy. Don't get it twisted. He's not just playing just to be out here. He's playing for his legacy. So it's not lost on me what's happening. Unlike LeBron James, what's happening in LA, I,
They are imploding.
I don't want to hear nothing else about D'Angelo Russell.
D'Lo did his job.
He played.
He didn't play great in game one, but he did his job in game two.
Yes.
You cannot blow a 20-point lead and blame the loss on one play. I would die on that hill. You cannot blow a 20-point lead and blame it on a missed call in the third quarter. When you were still up by 20, by the way.
I
This
will.
is this is really starting to taint us an already built legacy, because we know LeBron has a legacy. He's been to more Eastern Conference Finals than anybody can remember. We also have to look at the fact that he has another star on his team. It's not like he don't have help. But when your other star fails to show up, can you not do it yourself?
So I mm, I don't want to trigger nobody. I just want to put some things in historical context. There was a game back in the day in Utah in which admitted Michael Jordan did not have the flu. He was food poisoned.
Yeah, it was food poison.
Scottie Pippen had a migraine, head hurt, somebody pulled up a skirt, whatever it was, decided that he couldn't play in the game. Jordan was like, cool, I got your back. Put it
He
on
dropped
me.
60.
And the greatest, listen,
He dropped 60.
LeBron, I want you to hear me. The great ones don't complain about pushing off because the great ones push off. Like you push off. Like, are we?
I can't help you, Bron.
You
Can't
pushed
help you
off,
right now.
dog. You
I can't
pushed
help
off.
you right now.
And you got away with pushing off. And then you complained about pushing off. Your coach complained about the rough play. You complained about the rough play. Pushing off happens. Banging happens. We are now starting to look down the barrel of another player possibly getting more rings than LeBron in his timeline. Now we're gonna give him some grace because he had the end of his time. But it's too many. This man is about to ascend to the big man mountaintop. I am ready to put him in front of Patrick Ewing. Do you know how I feel about Patrick Ewing, and he is about to be in front of Patrick Ewing.
How many rings Patrick Ewing win?
Do you understand? Me putting him, if he win two, he got to eclipse Pat. Got to.
Patrick Ewing played in an era of basketball where big man ruled the nation. Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, David Robinson was on his ass, bro. You understand me? Patrick Ewing didn't like seeing the Admiral come to town. That was his arch nemesis. But it was a great show because it was a battle. They both played hard, they both played good. But that era, it was tough. Patrick Ewing only scraped that one ring.
He didn't get none.
No,
No
yeah, that's right. He
rings.
didn't get none.
He went to one
He
championship,
went
and
he went to the champions. That's what I mean. He went to the finals. He squeezed that one finals appearance.
he got to the finals when Michael Jordan was off in Alabama playing baseball.
And he had to see Hakeem Olajuwon. And it wasn't pretty.
And just so we clear, I don't care what the Joker do, he not passing the king. He not.
See this? I don't give a
This,
fuck what Michael was doing. Hakeem was winning that year.
I'm not having that debate. I'm not having that debate.
We can talk about the woulda, shouldas. Woulda,
Ooh,
shoulda, coulda, but you didn't. I don't give a fuck what Michael was doing. The dream. You hear me? The dream. Back to back.
and
And mind you,
shout out.
the Bulls did not knock us out of the playoffs. You know, that's not how we lost in '97.
No, no.
You know, we had some movement. You know, we brought in some guys we thought was gonna help, and they made the team work. We brought in Clyde. That did not help.
You won a championship with Clyde.
After
You won two
I'm talking
championships with
I'm
Clyde.
talking about
Oh, well,
after '97, it got ugly.
yeah, y'all had Scotty, Charles, and y'all had.
We brought in Chuck Wagon. Didn't work.
Well,
Charles Barkley still sitting on his couch sad he never got a ring.
well, I will say this. Trey Jackson State alone, he put on his Los Angeles Lakers jersey and
Mm.
went to the sports bar to watch the game. And I came back to the timeline and he did not look happy at all.
I wouldn't imagine so.
I was like, "Ooh,
He probably was talking cash money in the third quarter and was quiet as a mouse by the middle of the fourth.
there are shots that will go down in history, and that fall away shot in the corner over your best defender. Hey, um, so this how basketball gods work, right? If you put something out there in the ether and you thump your chest, the basketball gods gonna say, "Okay, let's find out." You said you was defensive player of the year. Cool. Jamal Murray wanted to see about you. And clearly, you ain't that guy. Now, don't get it twisted. Everybody forgive me. My voice is a little off because I got a little sinus problem because pollen. Um, every defensive player gets cooked because they put themselves out there to be the best. We don't have the highest of thoughts in general of Anthony Davis. We feel like, and I'm just generalizing, a lot of people that I talk to feel like he's playing under his talent or he's inconsistent. So when he goes out there and thumps his chest, you like, oh, he coming to bring it. In the first game, no. In the second game, you got your moment to shine. And that man shot you right in your eye and sent you home upset. And in the midst of that, Why y'all messing with Joker's brother? Do y'all see that man? Why are you running up on him?
Fighting family members in the stands is a complete lack of class.
And insanity. You seen that man?
Hmm?
What?
Lack of class.
Listen, it is only appropriate. Like, you know what? Forget all that. Y'all saw this whole family this past summer celebrate that championship. That family was at the bar every day. Do they look like a family you want to run up on?
They all
That
big.
grandma running out there giving you a two-piece. Like, leave them people alone. Come on, man.
They's all big. I don't want no problems. Big fellas.
All right, so me and the guys was talking, and the draft is Thursday night. And for some reason, our Thursday night podcast always falls on draft night. So we want to kind of give a preview of what our thoughts was for this upcoming draft.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'll just we won't get too overly deep because we're probably gonna be wrong. We're probably gonna be wrong. But I think me and TP are in agreement that based on everything Chicago has done this offseason that they gonna get Caleb Williams.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. What if Chicago flips the script and takes Jaden Daniels, #1 overall, and then backdoors and pairs him with his college teammate Malik Neighbors at 9? Hmm. Didn't think about that, did you? Did you think about that? Is Caleb Williams that much better than Jaden Daniels?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Would it make more sense to put a quarterback in a situation with a receiver that he already has chemistry with?
So that means you feel like neighbors. We just TP just went real deep real quick. It went real deep real quick. That means you feel like oh, that means you feel like so y'all just I know I'm not crazy.
I don't see the 9.
I don't either. I don't either. What is going on?
I don't see the 27 either.
27.
Then it skips from 42 to 54. Well, it skips from 33 to 42.
Oh wow. I wonder if that's got to do with people losing their draft picks. I wonder if that's what that is.
No, teams are locked listed by their first pick. So if you click on the Bears, you'll see that they have the 9th pick as well.
Okay. All right. So,
But yeah, the Bears have the 9th pick in the draft as well as the #1. Now, we can say that Caleb Williams is the clear-cut #1 overall because that's what we've been speculating all summer, well, all offseason. Is that the best move for them? Caleb Williams showed me what you don't want in your quarterback, and that's somebody who is going to give up when things get rough. When USC started playing bad, he started playing horrible. He did not look good this last season. There was nothing that he did this past season that told me he should be the #1 overall pick. Now, the year before, yes, that was the case. If he would have came out last year I might have been lobbying for him over CJ Stroud, just keeping it real. You know what I mean?
DK just raided the channel. Hey, DK, Rob, what's going on? What's going on?
You know, if I gotta keep it real. If Caleb Williams comes out last year, then I'm probably lobbying for him over CJ Stroud.
DK, I honestly, because I came like I was rushing to get into the house. Me and this pilot been fighting. I didn't even think to look and check on your stream. My bad. For everybody that's coming over from DK stream, thank y'all for coming. Like and subscribe to the podcast, YouTube, on Twitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. DK, did you get the you got the link?
I talked to DK earlier. He said he was coming. He forgot.
You got
Hey
it. Okay.
Hey DK, I understand, man. Blame it on my head, not my heart. He probably was over there playing MLB, locked in.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, like, listen, I discussed with the wife for coming out of retirement, but I am not coming out of retirement for MLB. I am not. My credit card should be able to allow me to play the best and the best, not sit there and play 55 hours. It just ain't right.
Mm-mm. I get 4 hours a day. And then a couple, maybe an hour or two after everybody go to bed. That's my Madden time for the day.
Yeah.
Shoot, you make great use of it though. I say.
Yeah, I try to. Look, DK came in earlier. He was like, "This is what you doing to people in head to head."
Yeah, I was like, he was just having fun, smiling, having the time of his life. I ain't never seen somebody smile play that game this late in the year. He was having fun. Dang it, he was having fun.
This man, I saw this man go too tight in. I went, oh, it's over.
I've been too tight in for 2 years. Come on now.
Oof. But yeah, so DK, we were talking about the possibility of who Chicago would draft. I'm just gonna say this. Everything aside that Chicago has done, right? Looking at the player, and this is the first time y'all gonna actually see me discuss a player who was in college. When he was at USC and they played Utah, and I gave DK crap about betting on USC against Utah. Utah ran the ball and was physical.
I remember that. I vividly remember that.
Caleb had to make plays. He did not make plays from the pocket down the stretch, and he was trying to run around and make something happen. Utah is not the team to do that. You have to sit there in the pocket, make your read, throw touchdowns. Utah didn't let them do that. They put hands and feet on USC
and
2 years in a row.
Back-to-back years and twice in 1 year.
Because that's the only team in that conference that can play defense. Literally. And well, we see what that, what happened.
So the question was, is Caleb Williams the clear-cut #1 overall pick?
Sadly.
And I say no. I say no. The Bears have an opportunity to do something great.
They
take
do.
Jaden Daniels at 1 and take Malik Neighbors at 9. Pair him with his college teammate, who he already has chemistry with. You want somebody to come out day one and make shit happen? Give him somebody he's comfortable with who also has a first-round grade. They have Malik Neighbors going in the top 15 anyway. And they might still take him even if they take Caleb Williams because you have to get him a weapon.
Yeah.
I understand they got Keenan Allen this offseason. I understand they got DJ Moore.
But that only adds to it, and it's only going to help develop whoever it is that they bring in because obviously Keenan's he's the vet, and then DJ Moore, he's like that middle ground where he can, I'm sure, learn from him, and because DJ Moore is good enough, and that's two different type of receivers too that they got over there. They got the speedy, they both can run routes, but the one dude's fast, the one dude is, he gets
they still got Cole Kmet at tight end.
Yeah.
Bring in Malik Neighbors with Jaden Daniels, and you'll see a Bears offense explode into the top 10 offensively in the NFC.
That would go. I never thought about that. I mean, I'm not a Caleb Williams fan. Me personally, I think it is clear cut just because like just everything that we've heard and all that. And I'm not, nobody in that Bears, circle. So I'm guessing that it's gonna be him. But me personally, I would definitely be at least giving it a second thought.
That's what
It
that's
wouldn't
what
be
I'm
clear.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to build intrigue, then we have to look at all options. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta look at it from every angle. How can this team be better? The issues that they had with Justin Fields was the consistency throwing the football. And part of that was his chemistry with the wide receivers. Jaden Daniels has pre-existing chemistry with Malik Neighbors. So we know Marvin Harrison Jr. going at 4. We know he's going to the Cardinals. He's off the board before 5 at the minimum, at the least. He's already, when we talk about generational talents, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best wide receiver to come out in the past 10 years, grade wise.
You know what?
So you say that's more clear cut than the quarterback situation?
I think it is. I think the Cardinals don't have a choice at 4. Because if you go another year without getting Kyler Murray, an explosive wide receiver, and I get it, Hollywood Brown got the speed, but he did not have the route running nor the hands that they needed from him. Yeah, they have to take Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 4. They have to.
I'll go out on a limb. All right. So first, I want to make this disclaimer. Raiders, under no circumstances are you to pick up that phone and call the New England Patriots. Under no circumstances. I don't care if the first and second pick is not Jalen. Don't you pick that phone up.
They going to get Drake May. They going to get him. You might as well go ahead and prepare yourself for Drake May to be in black and silver.
So you think that reach?
Hold on, DK, hold on, because TP reached deep down in his heart to see how bad he could possibly hurt me on a podcast. That's what he did. That's what. So we just forget that Mitchell Trubisky is a thing. Shout out to the Mitchell Trubisky dude that's always begging for the Mitchell Trubisky card. Shout out to you, sir. But I don't need that in my life. If we gonna get Drake May, just pick up the phone. Call EJ Manuel. Call him out the booth. If we gonna call Drake May, listen. No, he don't throw on time. He miss open receivers in big game. And I'm not talking about missing receivers under duress.
No, he missed.
This man almost gave Mac Brown the last heart attack.
Not the last one. You better leave Mac Brown alone.
Listen, do you know how easygoing Mac Brown is?
I do.
Mac Brown is an easygoing coach. This dude is a more talented. Oh, who do I want to see?
Don't say more talented. No, he is Josh Rosen. Pick him up.
And you want that,
I don't want that for y'all.
Josh Rosen was at least a smart guy.
Because he went to UCLA?
He was like he was a smart guy. Like he literally had interest in smart guy things, which is why coaches didn't like him. But for real, they was like
too smart.
Yeah, is he really into football? He seems to have whatever.
Oh, he was a nerd.
Yeah, Drake May is not that. Drake May.
I mean, Joshua Dobbs is an astronaut.
Which explains how he plays. He hey, I'm smart, and he plays really smart the first 2 games, and he gets a lot of yards. And the next game, they're like, you know what? Let's see what your talent do. And once it has to be all his talent, yeah, nah.
So we bypass the Commanders at number 2. I think the Commanders take whoever's left, either Caleb or Jaden. I don't think they come out of the first round without a quarterback. We can't think that Sam Howell going forward is the guy. He's not the guy. Can't be. Can't be. They have to, you know, get better at that position. And either Caleb or
Simple.
Jaden is gonna fall right into their lap at number 2.
And I'm gonna be honest. Like I just made that whole diatribe at 3. If the New England Patriots don't take Drake May, they're gonna call us. We gonna swap. Probably pay too much, and they
100% pay
gonna
too much.
and they gonna get the dude with 2 bad knees. They gonna get Michael Penix. And
Michael
then
Penix could easily go down as the steal of the draft.
it could.
Yeah.
I would love Michael in the second round. Love him in the second round. In the first round, that is a pick that gets coaches fired.
Not if he turns out to be the best quarterback to come out this year.
What's the important part of that sentence, TP?
The if. I get it. But I tell you what, if you had a chance to take him and you don't take him, that will also get you fired.
So let's
This is
just
true.
play devil's advocate, right?
Like Mitch Trubisky over Pat Mahomes.
It was somebody else too. It was a few draft picks that they overlooked.
Yeah, they really, what's the word? Screwed the pooch. Don't do it again.
So let's just say they don't call in the Patriots take the new Mitchell Trubisky. Number 4 is Malik Neighbors. Who? This is where it get good because Harbaugh been running his mouth about his quarterback all off season. His quarterback that didn't throw for over 200 yards in any of the playoff games ever. Who against Penn State? So you telling me this is your greatest quarterback ever, and you wouldn't let him throw the ball in the fourth quarter against Penn State? But I'm the bad guy when I bring it up.
Why throw the ball when you're averaging 7.6 yards a carry?
GP, you
Blake
are.
Blake Corum made JJ McCarthy's job very easy. Now I seen JJ make some key third down throws, especially against Bama. That's where his draft stock came from, was his ability to make plays on the play that they needed him to make the play on. He wasn't asked to do a whole lot because they were so good on the ground, because the defense played so well. It was one of those, don't lose us the game. We're not going to put you in a situation where you could potentially lose us the game no matter how good you are. We're going to stick to our game plan. We're going to stick to what works. And if that stops working, then we're going to ask you to do more. And when that time came, he made the play. There was some great throws that he made against Bama. Can he do that consistently? Can he read an NFL defense? He hasn't had enough experience throwing the ball to say that that's going to be the case. It's one of those things where you have it up in the air where we just have to see, is he going to do it or is he ain't?
So
I wouldn't take that chance though.
Yeah, you heard that?
No, absolutely. I wouldn't either. But I don't think, and we're talking about the Chargers here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're taking a quarterback at 5. I think they're going to keep Justin, and I don't think they're going to like. Why double dip on that position with the quarterback that's so young when you need other pieces to like? You just got rid of a whole heck of a lot of talent. You got to bring in some more.
Eckler gone, Mike Williams gone, Keenan Allen gone. That offense got decimated the day Harbaugh stepped into the organization.
Yeah.
This is where I think the trade. I said all that because this is where I think the trade happens. Also, real quick, TP knows better than anybody. If the coach don't think you can do something, he not gonna let you do it, no matter how good you are.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Chargers take Minnesota's phone call and they trade.
They should. It would behoove them to.
Because that will give them an opportunity to get the signal caller that they need. They might not necessarily get the one that they want, but they can get the one that they need.
I mean, what's
But
stopping
And
you
that
guys from picking up the phone and calling them?
and that's at 5. That's saying that Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb are already off the board. Now, those teams that need quarterbacks are gonna reach, and they gonna reach far, and they gonna reach bad. You gonna have guys reaching up for JJ. You gonna have guys reaching up for Michael Penix. Michael Penix.
But then at that point,
The
though,
the over under on Michael Penix is so
yeah.
far apart. He's either gonna be really good or he's gonna be really, really bad.
I mean, I'd rather, if I'm the certain teams, I'd rather take that chance than not have a quarterback at all. I'd rather take the chance on Michael Penix than have to trade and get Zach Wilson. Now I know they kind of got him for chips, but
let's take
what
time
product
out.
you rather have out there? One we've already seen or one that we have yet to see?
Oh, hold on.
I
Wait.
would take Michael Penix over Zach Wilson every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
So, like, it sucks that you would have to trade up at that point, right? So we're saying 1, 2, 3 is all quarterbacks, right? Cardinals 4, they're going to stay there, take the receiver, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then that leaves JJ McCarthy, which one of these teams going to have to reach for, and then because of that reaction, that one of these other teams going to make sure that they get Michael. So you gonna have to make that move. It's gonna suck, but you don't want to be that sixth team that needed a quarterback, and now you over here with Zach Wilson or whoever the Vikings have, or like one of these teams are gonna end up with a quarterback that they don't want.
The Raiders.
I think the
Y'all have
Raiders.
Aiden again. Y'all gonna be mad.
No, we got Mitt. We got Mitchell. We got not Mitchell. Goddamn, why I call it Mitchell? We got the stash. We got the stash. Stash is straight.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask DK how he feels about Gardner.
He cool. He cool. He cool, man.
He made some. Let me tell you something about Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew, one of them guys. He's like Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He do just enough to keep his job.
He'll get on the team, make some plays, and then when a couple games in, you quickly realize why he wasn't a starter to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
So look, the funniest moment ending the season was there was a 4th and 2 for the Colts. If they convert this, they have a very good chance of beating us. Literally the easiest pass a quarterback is asked to make, a swing to the running back.
He just hates
and he
the Jaguars.
threw it 3 yards outside of him.
Him.
His walk back to the sideline, you can hear the coach mouth. You can read lips even a little bit.
You know exactly what he was saying.
Look, read my lips. This on you. That's how I knew he was gone. I was like, oh yeah, he gone.
He out of here.
He out of there.
They couldn't wait too. They were like, oh, we do not have no issue having to keep you around because you just played yourself out of here.
He played himself right out of Indianapolis.
I'll just want to
this
see
sucks
me.
Because he played well. Generally speaking,
generally speaking, until literally the season on the line.
You can't do that.
You can't miss that throw. I could have completed that one.
The fact that I want to agree with y'all, but he's also my quarterback, so I have to sit back.
Sorry. Sorry, we over here slandering him. We just speaking the facts.
Hey, slander is false representation of facts. I'm speaking nothing but what actually happened.
Well, all
this
right.
actually happened. This is a slander. These are facts. Me and DK are telling you facts. Just, understand what you have in your possession.
I'm gonna move on. So from 6 to 10, the Giants, the Titans, and the Jets. The Giants got to get a quarterback. I think if
No, they don't.
anybody's making a fault,
See, that's another team too.
Mm-mm.
Like
The Giants, they need an offensive lineman. They got to get Daniel Jones some protection.
well,
They
whoever
already
they
went.
deem the
They
next
went
quarterback
heavy
is.
on the defense. They went heavy on the defense. Now you got to help out Daniel Jones. If this is your guy, they gave him over 100 mil. You got to help him out.
See, I'm in agreement with Troy. Pack that dude up. They should have never signed that bad contract in the first place. That's where they went wrong.
I agree.
But if I'm them, I don't try to reach and trade up that don't sound. Just see what happens. If one of the quarterbacks fall to you and you really, really like them, then cool. But if they don't, then you build around Daniel or build around whoever you think is going to end up being the future quarterback. That's how I
But
see that. Don't just,
but but here's the thing: if Jaden, Caleb, and Drake May are gone, you don't have anybody left in the draft that's potentially better
right,
than
right,
Daniel Jones. So you
right.
have to go. You got to go O-line. And if y'all still trash next year, get a quarterback then.
Exactly. That's only if like somehow like I don't know.
I don't think one of those top 3 quarterbacks makes it to them because somebody is going to trade
No.
up over them because the Chargers and the Cardinals could potentially move out of those slots if somebody trying to go get a receiver.
Yeah.
Because as good as Marvin Harrison Jr. is, if I can get some draft capital by trading out of the 4th and get a first this year and a first next year and just take Malik Neighbors, I would that's a
That sounds better to me. Shoot.
exactly. If we're trying to build a franchise here. That's just my thoughts on it. And there's been a lot of talk for the Titans going after either DB or offensive lineman. The Titans are a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
they are. This is a 3-year rebuild at least.
Mm-hmm.
You spent back-to-back years drafting quarterbacks, and neither one of them. First off, why are you drafting runs? That's first. And not for nothing, Spencer Rattler is a backup. He's not your starting quarterback.
Lifelong clipboard holder.
Yeah. Sadly.
So the little pundits that keep putting him with the Raiders, stop it. Joe Milton is the quarterback of the future.
Ooh, I didn't. Oh, that's another good one. See, you know what's crazy, man? We gonna have a good wave of quarterbacks in this draft. I don't know who or which one of these guys are gonna be the one that's gonna pan out, but we gonna have a few of them in this one too,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
It's not 84. It's not the draft of 84.
No,
But it's gonna be close.
for sure.
It's gonna be close. All right, so
Was that the draft with Joe Montana and was it
no,
Elway?
no. That's
Who was in '84?
Elway, Marino.
Yeah, Elway. I knew it was there. I knew Elway was in there. Can't remember when Joe Montana 82?
No, he was 80. He was 80.
80?
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't even a twinkle in my daddy eye back then.
Which don't make no sense why you hate that man and his miraculous play, man. That
Bro,
was the
I
great...
see. Okay.
Oh man,
Here we
here
go.
we go.
My bad, fans. It's on me.
The Catch, Part 1. To Dwight, what's his name? Dwight Smith?
Dwight Clark.
Dwight Clark. My bad. Joe Montana even said he was throwing the ball away. He even said it. You can't call a great throw a lucky throw. Now, what he did to even be able to throw that pass was miraculous on its own because he was under extreme duress, kind of like the helmet catch with Eli Manning. I still don't know how Eli didn't get sacked on that play.
Yeah.
But he throws it out of the back of the end zone. But Dwight Clark is 6'4", with black man hops, and he went up and got it. Hey, great play. But don't let that be the highlight of his career. That can't be the highlight.
It's not, but like the highlight. So I'm gonna the highlight of Joe Montana's career is 2 minutes left on the clock. They gotta go score a touchdown. I'm sorry, they gotta go get a field goal. This dude gets in the huddle and says, "Hey y'all, John Candy, who's a famous actor back then, is in the stands. Do you know how cool you gotta be to say, hold on, we'll get to the play in a second. Man, you know who in the stands? In the Super Bowl?
It was a good drive. It was a good drive. But you know what? John Elway's final drive against the Packers was better than that one.
Go ahead and try to argue that. I seen that one. That one I seen. Yeah,
come on.
That might be one of the best drives I've done seen all time too.
That's the greatest drive in NFL history, as it stands. Better than the helmet catch.
Right, and the Eli one is up there too. So I mean, shit.
Which was also a great drive, but that was luck.
Luck, yeah.
There was nothing lucky about John Elway's final drive. That was. And then that him putting his body on the line at 36. You got Leroy Butler coming down full speed.
Come on, man.
They spin cycle John Elway, and he held on to the ball, but he knew he couldn't slide because he had to get that first. That was dog mentality right there. That was dog mentality.
He was a baseball player. He was a baseball player. But
John Elway put a couple drives together too, because that one against the Browns back in the snow.
He had 3 against the Browns.
3 back to back seasons. But look, one of them came after a fumble. So it was kind of like if he would have scored, they wouldn't even have had a chance.
Oh my God. What was the name of that?
Was it Biner? What the
Ernest Biner. Ernest
Biner. Fumbled on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
And then John Elway went down the field and stole a heart from every Browns fan in the world. He was a bad man. And since we talking about draft, John Elway's draft stock was the highest when he came out. Yep. We knew John Elway was gonna be great. I ain't gonna say we, because we wasn't born back then, me and DK. Right. But the grade on him was he was going to be great at the next level. And he only went on to start in 5 Super Bowls and won 2.
People are talking about Jalen Daniels saying he won't play nowhere else but the Raiders. The reason that is even a thought is because of John Elway daddy. John Elway daddy was a Baltimore Colts fan. Mm-hmm. And when they moved, Indianapolis Colts, but Baltimore Colts fan. When they moved to Indianapolis in the middle of the night, he said, "You not playing for them." Said that shit with his chest and meant it. He was like, "We got drafted by the Yankees. We can play baseball. We ain't got to play football.
Yeah. We
got other things to do. If it's not for him, Eli Manning don't happen." John, we have these GOAT debate talks all the time, but when we have these GOAT debates, we leave out the dudes in between. Because there's some dudes in between. I can name off some of the world's greatest bums, and they would have a 3-game stretch that was unlike no other. Mm-hmm. Me and Marlo get into it about the Bucks room. They had Steve the Bird, Vinny Testaverde, and Steve Young, all on the same team. And they couldn't buy 4 wins. Come on, man.
So because they had no leader. And first of all, Steve Young wasn't the Steve Young we know until
Right.
he went
Yeah.
to
So you
San
just had to
Francisco.
throw that Bucksland in there, knowing that
You know,
Steve wasn't
Steve
him right at that time. Come on now.
he wasn't. He wasn't his first year in San Francisco. But he was in a system that had Hall of Famers everywhere. There were so many Hall of Famers around Steve Young. It's crazy. He stepped
So,
into a great situation. I
Yeah,
don't think
bro.
Steve Young wins a Super Bowl on any other team.
so that we often talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the run that they had when they made the Herschel Walker trade. We really, really do not respect. Like we talk about Joe Montana, but that 49ers franchise and their head coach, we don't give it its proper due. Because one, the DeBartolo family cheat, and they cheated for a long time. Then you had a coach that came up with the West Coast offense. So you
Mhm.
shut down the run. That's fine. We instead of running the ball, we're gonna throw this 3 yard slant and see what happens. I mean, that's
Hey, I
that's the
mean,
history.
yeah, I played Madden the same way.
So
But
I'm doing
you
everything to
know,
avoid talking about these Raiders, y'all. I
you
just
know,
understand.
you know when teams make it to the Super Bowl, they print out Super Bowl champion with each team.
Hmm.
Then the losing team, their jerseys are sent overseas to places like Africa and you know
Oh, Cleveland.
other countries that don't really know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
In the 90s, some poor people thought the Bills were the greatest team in the history of the NFL for winning 4 Super Bowls in a row. Come to find out, they lost every single one.
I don't feel bad for the Buffalo Bills.
You do
I
you,
feel bad for Jim Kelly.
yeah, that's one person I
I
Why?
feel
feel
bad
I
for.
feel bad.
What do you mean why?
Why?
I feel bad for Jim Kelly because if he had won half of those, he would be in the GOAT discussion because his stats regular season were amazing. And to make it to 4 straight Super Bowls is an achievement in its own. But to not win none of them, now that automatically took you out the conversation.
Yeah.
So let's. I love history. History is a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
One,
because if you don't learn from it,
doing the repeating. One, fuck that Ibis. I don't like him or his people. Two,
Damn.
he was the starting quarterback at the University of Miami in 1978. In 1978, the University of Miami paid this little old school in Tallahassee called the Florida A&M Rattlers, paid them to come down to Miami and play a football game. They lost. FAMU went on to win the first 1AA/FCS championship ever, thanks to them beating up on little old Jimmy Kelly. So, from the bottom of my heart, as both a Rattler fan and a Seminole, fuck Jim Kelly, fuck his shoelaces, fuck his homeboy, fuck the people he
Wait,
grew up with.
wait. But didn't you say that it helped propel your team to win a championship?
They was gonna win the championship regardless. But see,
But so it should really be I should be thanking Jim. Thank you, Jim, for helping give my team a
thank you.
not a free pass, but like a you know what I'm
DK
saying?
DK is full of positivity, and I
No,
love that about him.
no, I'm being serious. Like, okay, yeah, it could be fluff him, but like in theory, like he did kind of like it gave your team a confidence boost. So it kind of is a thank you in
Yeah,
that sense.
you know what? It is a thank you because FAMU went on to beat Jackson State in the semifinals, which is if you know the history on Twitter between FAMU and Jackson State, you need to understand that a lot of that comes from that 78 semifinals game because FAMU has 16 black national championships and 17 national championships. Jackson State only has 4. That very well could have been flipped. That very well could have been Jackson State with 16 black national championships. So, and I say that to say this. Anytime people start talking about what teams on a certain level can't do, I like to throw that out there. Because there are teams in the North and the FCS that don't come down to play the best teams in black college football, but they'll play the so-so teams. I'm gonna say it like that. They'll play the so-so black college teams, but they ain't rushing to play no FAMU. They ain't rushing to play no Jackson State. They ain't rushing to play no Grambling, because you can't be North Dakota State and lose to a Grambling. You can't be North Dakota State and lose to a FAMU. They're not gonna do that. And I leave Tennessee State out, and Chuck has been on the show. I leave Tennessee State out because they play in the Ohio Valley Conference, which is a PWI conference. I leave A&T out because they play in the CAA. So I leave those teams out. But Jackson State, FAMU, Grambling, even Prairie View A&M, who for some reason is beefing with me now, those are all good schools. So whenever I talk about FAMU and the Black National Championships, I leave it out because you only got so much time on Twitter. But if I was to start thumping my chest, I'd be like, y'all can't beat none of these schools either. So, and stop telling me North Dakota State is all of that, because they ain't. Like, y'all ain't produced no NFL talent that's worth me talking about. But that's whatever. These Raiders, I know they're going to do something stupid. I know they is. I got a feeling.
These ain't the same Raiders though. These ain't the same Raiders.
We need a corner, and we need a corner and a linebacker. A linebacker, we can find that in the 3rd round.
And Antonio Pierce has the opportunity to repeat the success that D'Amico brought to Houston. Get you your guy. If you want to be successful, don't let the front office bully you into going out on the field with a subpar quarterback. That's what has to happen.
Did D'Amico make that move though? Like, was he the one that initiated that move over there?
They have to. If Jada Daniels makes it past number 2, they need to be on the phone
immediately,
blowing up the Patriots. I mean, blowing them the fuck up. Get me at 3 what you need.
Y'all not taking into account my fear. Y'all are not taking into account my fear. If we get a quarterback that gets injured, I guarantee you that some of them gonna be calling the front office talking about I can come back and play. And then I'm gonna be like Marlo.
Hey, but at least y'all would have made the playoffs then, right? At that point.
It is not okay.
What a rookie.
It is not okay to spite your nose to bite your face. It's just not. It's not okay. That's my fear. If we get Michael Penix Jr., at some point, Tom Brady's going to be on the center.
No, he's not.
Oh, man.
He just signed the most lucrative broadcasting deal in the history of broadcasting.
TP is personal. You see him in the podcast talking about, well, somebody got injured. I could probably come back for the Raiders.
No, he's not. No, that will not happen.
I need to see some signed paperwork. You know what? Y'all ain't, I ain't never think I was going to say this. If it's going to keep him off the field as a Raider, let him get a little bit of piece of the Raiders. Go ahead and let him be part owner. I will make that sacrifice so he don't be on the field.
Let him be a part owner of your team to go? Tom Brady on the team that you like?
Do you know how hard it's going to be for me to not pretend to be security so I can flip his call every other week? I don't need to see that man no more.
That'd be the biggest troll ever. I need that.
See what I'm saying? Everybody's ready for that to happen to me. And the messed up part is I'm talking like it happened to me, like it's something bad that's gonna happen to me. But that, oh man.
Little do they know.
All
Little do
right,
they know.
so the Saints now. Listen, the Saints are solid at quarterback, contrary to TP thoughts. All they need a defense. They need a healthy offensive line and a defense badly. Wait. Don't they? What happened to their running back?
Who?
They still have Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
I feel like he fell off the earth last season. He had a suspension, and I just don't feel like
Again, like I feel like people get that year that he had them for, or like he broke that touchdown record or tied it or whatever. Most of his touchdowns that year came from that one singular game where he had like less than 100 yards in that game too, might I add. So I feel like he kind like he's a very skilled dude. I don't want to take none of that away from him, but like I think everybody was just juicing that season because of what that game was, honestly. And our team ain't very good. I don't think he doesn't give me the vibe of somebody that could carry a crazy workload like Derrick Henry could.
Let
He
me
don't
tell
give
you.
me that type of vibe.
Let me tell you something about Alvin Kamara. Good player, very athletic, dual threat as far as receiving and running. But in the offense where they need you remember the offense changed when Sean Payton left. He no longer fit that system. He still doesn't. But historically, his career, he's never rushed for 1,000 yards. He never has.
Oh, I gotta go there, man. Thank you.
So the touchdowns, yeah, we can say, oh yeah, he gets a lot of catches, scores a lot of touchdowns, but he isn't a bell cow back. He has never rushed for 1,000 yards, not once. He don't fit the system. He didn't even average 4 yards a carry last year, even when he was healthy.
Taysom Hill is still on the team. His cap hit is $15 million. He's gonna get paid $10 million.
Yeah. Did they do that kind of on purpose though with that contract? Like they did it so that they could work around. Like I know he initially he kind of held out or whatever that case
yeah.
was,
Initially,
but then
it was worse because they signed him thinking he was gonna be Drew Brees' replacement.
right.
So they signed him to a big old contract. They renegotiated that contract to get that cap number down. But like right now, $15 million for a quarterback is not a lot, but he's the third string quarterback.
Right.
All right, wait, hold on. Maybe he's second string now because now he's second string because I've never heard of Jake Hayner. Never heard of him before.
Okay, well now he's the second string because Jameis isn't there no more.
Yeah. You know how I feel about the Carr brothers.
Why? Why, T? Why?
Man.
What has either one of them ever won?
Got me to the playoffs. Yep. We got to the playoffs.
Win though.
He was injured. He was injured in the playoff game. No.
So he wasn't even available.
No, but him.
That's crazy.
And him and the perm one.
That's crazy.
Him and the perm one. Is the perm one still on the Jaguars?
Who that?
What's the deal with the perm, TP?
Who got
the
a
one
perm?
that he never? Oh man, he never showed up in the first half, but in the second half he would light up. Like he would either get a touchdown or get pass interference.
Zay Jones?
Yes, Zay.
Oh, yeah, he's still there. He cool.
Yeah,
he good actually. He played really
wide
well.
receiver one.
Listen,
really don't.
Listen. Zay Jones don't need no help in the first half. He don't show up to the second half. And every coach that man-to-man him in the second half, you need to lose your job. You already know what it reads. He been out the club all night long. The hangover don't wear off to the second half. If it's an early game to the fourth quarter, and now you got lit up for 105, in the fourth quarter with a dude that he don't play the first half. But yeah, Zay Jones, Derek Carr got us to the playoffs. One of the best seasons the Raiders had in a long time. And then we got Josh McDaniels. But all right, so who should the Saints pick up?
Saints got to go offensive line.
Okay, I can see that.
They gave up too many QB pressures on the Carr guy, and you just can't have that.
Car guy.
Yeah.
He's just outside selling cars. Oh my.
The Carr guy. But no, honestly, like the run game, it wasn't effective because they were not blocking well in the run or pass game.
No. How they beat the Bucks, I do not know, to be honest. Oh wait,
The Bucks aren't that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Marlo ain't here to defend his
Yeah.
team, so I'm gonna let him ride. You know, they say it's good to let sleeping dogs lay, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
well,
Yeah, I would definitely say O line for the Saints. Coupled with what you just said, and just looking at their depth chart, and it's wild because I feel like even the couple years after Drew Brees, I feel like they still had a solid O line. It looks real depleted right now. I'll tell you that. It looks real depleted.
After Ryan Ramsey, they are cooked.
Yeah.
mm.
And he was hurt, right? If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, all year or most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why people are calling me on the podcast. So the real question I have: what is going on in Seattle? What are they doing?
Oh, I don't know,
See,
man.
are they sold? Where's Gino at? Where's Gino?
He's there. He's still on the
He's there.
contract.
He's there. Yeah. And they let go of Drew.
Gino, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett, a decent offense. And what's his name? The running back, Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
I like the
That's
offense.
decent.
Offensive line blocks pretty well. If they want to bring back glory of old, they got to take that linebacker from Alabama.
Ooh.
They gotta go linebacker because no Bobby
He gonna fall
Wagner.
that far though?
Possibly. I don't see if the Falcons don't take him at 8, then I don't see any of those other teams between 8 and 16 going middle linebacker. The Falcons are the only other team I would project taking a linebacker in the first round or in the first 20 picks.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this. If the Atlanta Falcons figure out a way to just get competent defense, they win the NFC South.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But they let Jeff Okuda go. So I don't know if they aren't on the Quinion Mitchell sweepstakes at 8. It might behoove them to go DB because they already got, the Seahawks got Devon Witherspoon last year. So they're not in the market for a DB right now. What they need to do is shore up their run defense. Especially when they went down and played the Rams and they let I forget his name. That he was a rookie last year. They let him go for over 100.
Oh, damn. The running back, right?
Mm-hmm. He's not even a big guy.
That was a great pickup for them, man, by the way.
His name escapes me right now.
Kyron Williams. Yeah.
Kyron Williams. Yep. Kyron Williams. So outside of that, I can really see the Falcons going linebacker at 8. I mean, going Quinion Mitchell at 8. He's the best DB on the market. He ran a 4.2. instant lockdown on one side of the field. Y'all still have to play the Buccaneers twice a year. Y'all need an answer from Mike Evans. Gotta have it. They've
You don't need
taken
a
care of the
fast
off.
guy. You just need a physical guy from Mike Evans.
He is physical. He's physical and fast. Mike Evans somehow walks by DBs. I don't understand how, but he does.
I don't get it.
They need somebody that can be both physical and have the speed to keep up with them. When I look at, how the Falcons played last year, they did decent offensively, and now they have a better quarterback than what they had prior. I still don't think Kirk Cousins is, elite tier, but he's better than Desmond Ridder. You feel me? He's better than Ridder. So that's an improvement to pair
And
with
Baker Mayfield.
Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts on that offense. The Falcons should have a top 5 offense in the NFL this season.
They should.
They should, on paper.
As long as Kurt's healthy and good and they keep him upright.
Right. And they have the best right guard in football in Lindstrom. So
he a guard now?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was center.
No, Chris, you talk about Lindstrom? He's a right guard. He's the right guard, leading the way for Bijan on that right side.
So I'm about to put DK in
and Tyler Algier.
No, I swore. I mean, maybe my Madden life is getting triggered, but I swore Lindstorm played center at one point.
He probably did.
Yeah, he probably moved around. So DK,
no, he definitely the guard.
He's the most talented offensive lineman on that team.
Easily.
Jake Matthews at left tackle has been doing it. He's been doing a decent job his career.
I would say they got to go O-line with that pick.
They got to go defense. They got to go defense. They've put so much emphasis on the offense the last couple of years.
Yeah.
They have not focused on defense whatsoever. Defense got to be the pick here. It has to be.
Kill McCray.
So,
okay.
So, TP, DK, this is a safe space. Is it time to tell the truth about T-Law?
What? Hey, he trash. Let's start. I'm ready for this. I'm ready. Man, he better wake up this season, or I got beef. I'm gonna have some real Twitter beef with that man. I promise. He better wake up. Supposed to be the best thing coming out since Andrew Luck, or I guess maybe they was kind of flying over Andrew Luck. They just are like, fluff Luck. Best thing since Peyton Manning coming out. Do something. I don't care who you got out there on the field. If you're supposed to be that guy, be that guy. And it's not like now we don't got talent. Christian Kirk's done very well over the last couple of years for you. You had Calvin last year. You got now a younger guy in Gabe Davis. Not to say that these guys are some they're world beaters, but they're not bad. So let's go, man. Let's go.
Zay Jones is the fourth quarter GOAT. I said it.
And we got him too. So I don't think, and it's crazy now because I guess you're saying this because we're at 17 here. I've seen a couple of mocks have us taking a receiver, which I'm kind of confused about. I personally think we need DB. Trust me, I'm fine with any of these top receivers that they have us taking. Talking about Brian Thompson, or like we're not slated to take none of those top 3 like Neighbors, Dunza, and those guys, but they've had us slotted at taking any of the other receivers after them. I'm cool with that.
Honestly, I had Brian Thomas rated higher than Rome Odunze. And I got to see Rome Odunze play against the Longhorns. He was not getting open. No. They beat us by throwing it to other receivers.
The mock draft I'm looking at right now got y'all taking Cooper DeJean from Iowa.
So like I guess they've done their update or whatever with these, but it makes the most sense. That's where our front 7 is beautiful. We picked up Armstead, as me and TP were talking about earlier. Tyson or Trayvon Walker, he's been great. He's been pretty decent over the like people kind of like shiced him for being the number 1 overall pick and then not, living up to that number 1 overall pick status. And the fact that Aiden Hutchinson had a crazy last 2 seasons. Kudos to him. Great pick. And I wish that we would have picked him. I said that. but he hasn't been bad. He hasn't been like dumpster fire garbage. He been better than Trevor, or I in terms of like and it sucks because like we expect a lot out of quarterbacks, but he's played his role. He's done his job. I can say he's done his job. So that obviously Josh Allen. Our front seven is good. Get us some DB, some dogs. Cisco's been great over the last couple of years. Get us some more dogs in that. Man, it's gonna be tough. I know Texans picked up a lot of dudes, TP. I know, but we get that defense rumbling. It's gonna be a dogfight this season in that division for sure.
Y'all ain't covering our receivers. Stop it. I don't care who y'all get.
I mean, y'all gonna be able to throw the ball?
Yes.
All right. All right
Yes.
That's not where I was going with this, but that's fine. The
Oh,
Bengals.
no, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. I don't care how good your
We're
front
gonna
seven
run over.
is.
We're trying to get through the
I
first
don't care how
round.
good that front seven is.
We're trying to get through the first round. Hold on.
Your DBs are cooked off rip.
Oh man.
Okay.
So
y'all better hope y'all
Bengals.
can get there without. Y'all better hope y'all can touch CJ without blitzing. Y'all, because if y'all can't get to him without blitzing, it's about to be a fucking show.
All right. So the Bengals at 18. Do we feel like they need to get either a defensive back or a wide receiver?
Nope, neither. Brock Bowers is the pick at 18 for the Bengals. Best tight end in the draft. They still have T. Higgins, even though there's a possibility of him still not being a Bengal this year. You got Jamar Chase, right? You lost your running back, but you still had a decent backup. So it's not the end of the world by Joe Mixon leaving. But you gotta get Joe Shiesty a little help.
You think he falls that far though?
Well, who else did we have taking a tight end between 1 and 18?
Did we skip the Jets? Who did you have the Jets taking?
I had the Jets going defense.
Okay. All right. Cause I've spoken to a few Jet fans and they saying that they kind of want Brock, to be honest. And when you think about that,
do you think 10 is too high for a tight end? Because that's also a conversation. Is his grade higher than everybody else at that pick?
No, at 10, no, but I'm saying like them trade down and take Brock Bowers.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that as well.
Yeah,
because to your point, that would be too high for him specifically. Right. But I think for them, if they decide to keep that pick, definitely defense. But if they decide to trade down, they're trading down and they're going to take him to help Aaron Rodgers and them.
But that's only if they trade between 10 and 17, because if Brock Bowers is still on the board at 18, that's got to be the Bengals pick.
Yeah.
They gotta get a third down threat when Jamar Chase is getting pressed into the dirt.
What about O-line for them? No?
They've been needing O-line
help.
Mind. They've been needing O-line help. But I feel like that would help them more than any of the offensive linemen that would be available at 18.
Because they got Orlando Brown, Alex Kaplan.
They did get Orlando Brown from Kansas City.
Yeah. Dang. No, you absolutely right. They did just sign Mike Gesicki though, so I don't know how they feel about him. Right. Really?
If they lose,
I would take Brock anyways. Honestly,
I would take
if
Brock
they lose T. Higgins, 2 tight ends would be the way to go, because they're going to need to start running the ball more to make sure that
But who though?
Joe
Zach
get
Moss?
it.
Yeah, Zach Moss.
They're gonna have to do something, because Joe right now is looking at having a very short career.
Yeah. Can't say you're wrong.
So I don't even know. LA Rams need everything. They need everything. Like, they are probably looking for a defensive tackle to replace the second best defensive tackle in the history of the world.
That wouldn't be a bad spot to take Cooper DeJean if he doesn't go to the Jags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they lost Taylor Rapp. So they're gonna need some help in that secondary. I feel like Aaron Donald retiring puts a gaping hole on the defensive line. So perhaps Byron Murphy, defensive tackle, University of Texas, they gotta fill some holes on that defense.
They do.
Yeah.
The
I think they
offense,
go defense.
the offense is secure. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. We talked about him earlier, Kyron Williams. And
They got
then
the
you
guys.
still got Matthew Stafford. You got Tyler Higbee at tight end. You have a pretty decent O-line with Austin Colbert leading the way. I feel like the Rams have to focus on defense. This has to be a defensive heavy draft for them because they have a lot of holes.
I will say though, their D line ain't bad because they got the dude Kobe Turner, who actually, if I remember correctly, he actually played really well. No,
He did, but he's not a pass rusher.
right? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Okay.
See, Byron Murphy, he does it all. He's a pass rusher and a run stopper. That would be a great addition to pair next to you got to what's his name?
Turner,
Kobe Turner
yeah.
in the middle of that defense. But also we have to look at the secondary as well. Got to look at the secondary.
So the Steelers, they need a bunch. They need a wide receiver. They
do.
They got George Pickens and Deontay Johnson.
Man, if you don't throw George Pickens out the door,
you crazy. George Pickens is so talented.
George Pickens didn't start playing till his coach called him out. I'm sorry, his coach didn't call him out. His coach wanted to talk about other things other than him.
I don't know if I agree with that, Troy.
The
I like
man
George
said,
Pickens.
George Pickens said they're not using me. The coach said we got bigger things to worry about than one man's targets. The next week he goes to what, 120, 130?
Something like that, yeah. So they don't have Johnson anymore. They got rid of him.
Yep.
I forgot where he went, but I believe they traded him.
Yeah, they traded him. Got him.
They might have to take a receiver right here, to be honest. Panthers. You on the Panthers now.
So you got a superstar in the making in Justin Fields. You got to get him some long-term wide receiver help.
Not superstar in the making.
He gonna start week 8, TP. What are we talking about?
They got let Russ cook.
Hey,
let Russ cook.
Fans, I want everybody to know. I predicted Russ was gonna get cut mid-season, benched mid-season. You know what happened mid-season? He got benched. Hey, that was with lesser talent. They got Justin Fields. Week 8 is being optimistic. I will not be shocked coming out of training camp. Justin Fields the starter. I would not be shocked. I mean, Russ still got Sierra. Like, why are we feeling sorry for Russ? Feeling sorry for him.
Why? Who said I was feeling sorry for him? I just said let the man cook. You be so ready to just send people to the gulag, but out here with Gardner Minshew as your starting quarterback. Like,
see what
stop
I mean?
it.
See what I mean?
Stop it.
See what I mean? We're gonna probably end up taking Michael Penix. Anyway, all right. So
that wouldn't be the worst thing.
The Dolphins have definitely got to get a defensive tackle because we got a defensive tackle. They got to get a defensive tackle.
The Dolphins?
Yes. We have their defensive tackle is a Raider. He's a Raider.
No.
Can you draft head coaches?
What? You don't like old dude McDaniel? Or I think that's dude's name.
I don't actually. I don't like him at all.
I mean, he a weirdo, but
you can take that bubblegum offense back to college. It's a bubblegum offense. It's all bubblegum.
But he got bubblegum type players though that can run that type of offense.
I mean, it worked until you go play an actual defense. And it's 10 degrees outside. They look terrible in Kansas City. Absolutely horrendous.
That's right. That's
It's a
right, man.
bubble. It's a bubblegum offense that does not show the capability of propelling them into a Super Bowl. If your goal is to win a Super Bowl, we got to change some things up. We need some grit on that offense. Somewhere on the offensive line, we need a gritty running back. I get it. They got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. You're not going to draft a receiver. I understand that.
I'm
But we
finna
got to
hurt.
get some grit on that offense. They got to
I,
we need some grit.
Yeah, they
I,
need O line bad. They need O
I
line
need
bad.
to. We need to have a moment in the congregation because we're about to say some things, and sometimes when you tell the truth, it's gonna ruffle some feathers. But sometimes you need to hear the truth. Tua will never lead you to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I sadly could agree with that.
Tua is to the extreme. Everything has to be perfect around him to be effective. If it is not, it's gonna be trouble. His 3-step drop got to be a 3-step clean drop. And he can't take too many more hits, either concussions or hip injury. Y'all better start looking at a 3rd-round quarterback. I can't believe I'm about to say this. Maybe they should get a Spencer Rattler in the 3rd round.
Michael Pratt, my dude, at a Tulane.
Ooh.
Or Milton. Shoot, or
Hey man, hey
hey,
man, hey. Hey.
But that's a good.
Hey.
That now that you mention it, that might be a crazy spot for him to go to.
Oh, one more thing. In the history of the world, I've never seen a Super Bowl team win with 2 wide receivers. Never seen it.
Wait, but like Waddle ain't really like he's a great support guy, but I don't.
Let's look up his physicals.
I don't deem him like some like all world like Tyreek Hill level, Mike Evans, Keenan. Now he's just a good to me. He just seems like a good support dude. Maybe I'm wrong though.
I I think therein lies the problem. He is 5'10", 185 pounds. So when I was saying that, I saw both of them fumble the ball because teams was putting that wood on them because they're little guys. You need a big guy. And I'm about to give the one good thing the Bucks have going for them is they have guys who can take hits. Miami does not have wide receivers that can take hits. I know this is the new NFL, but you get down that field, them safeties still put that wood on you. And I think Jalen Waddle is an excellent slot receiver. But somebody got to be the big guy. Somebody got to
Getting
make the 35 catch.
getting wood put on you is crazy though.
You about to get canceled.
For real?
I didn't say it.
Oh God. Oh,
That's it. That was a good run.
ladies and
So,
gentlemen.
but what you saying? We need bigger guys out there. You can't just be
Yeah.
taking hits. That's
Oh
what he
man.
said.
This ain't supposed to be that other podcast. We supposed to be better. We ain't.
You said it.
Uh, if I have to think about something every time you know what? The Eagles. Let's try and see if we can get through this first round, damn it. The Eagles. Um,
At 22. That offensive line without Jason Kelsey,
oh yeah, they gotta get
got to
a
replace him.
center.
Got to
Gotta get a
replace him.
center.
They spent a lot of money building a very young and talented defense. I think the offensive line has to be the key here.
Yeah.
They had a good offensive line outside of Jason Kelsey as well, like Jason Malata, Suma, Suma. I can't say
Yeah.
his name. Suma.
Right, that guy.
You know what I'm talking about. The offensive line was pretty decent outside of Jason Kelsey, but for them to be as effective as they have been in recent years, they still have Devontae, still got AJ, brought in Saquon, still got Dallas Goddard, Jalen Hurts. We know the rest of the offense is gonna ball. If they want to keep being the class of the NFC East, then they have to they have to fill that hole in the middle of their
They got it
offensive
though.
line.
I think they going to slide. They slide one of the guards over. I think that was their plan all along. To be honest, yeah,
If
Cam
they
Durgans.
all right,
Cam
so if they
Jurgens is going to
slide,
move to.
so who's playing tackle?
Their tackles are fine. Lane, as long as Lane still want to play football, he over there, and Jordan Mailata,
Yeah,
the rugby dude, the 6'8" or 6'9" rugby dude. Then
yeah,
you
they
got
got the
Landon
best.
Dickinson.
They have the best offensive tackle combo in the league.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought Landon Dickinson was going to be the center, but I guess they decided on Cam Durgans. So
But
I guess the only hole is that one guard spot. Tyler Steen
yeah,
is who they got right there now.
I mean, you
Uh,
could draft a guard and still slide him over if you feel more comfortable with him since he's been in that offense. You know what
right.
I mean?
Now, and we're up against the clock, so I'm trying to move it a little bit. The Dallas Cowboys, to quote a TikToker, what the fuck? They what they had a draft presser where you don't have any clue of what they're gonna do, why they're gonna do it, or how they're gonna do it. Dallas Cowboy fans, y'all might be in for a 3-win season.
3 wins is crazy.
Yeah, 3 wins is crazy. So you got they all just beat up on the Giants twice, and the Commanders once split versus the Commanders or something. I'm confused here.
Yeah,
You
pretty
forget
much
that
because
division is still terrible.
oh, and Dallas Cowboys is part of the reason that they're terrible.
No, I wouldn't say that.
They've had Dak for 9 years and done nothing.
Yeah,
The Dallas
I
Cowboys
don't even know who they take right here. To be
are
honest,
the preseason Super Bowl champions every other year for the last 20 years. They're not.
oh my God, they probably do. O line for them right here sounds like a need because that O line has been depleted for I feel like a couple seasons now. Like I remember
Now,
that rookie year or first 2 years of Zach Morris's career, that O line was stellar. Last couple, yeah, and then
who's
one of them
running the
is hurt
ball?
now.
Who's running the ball?
Don't matter. Honestly, don't matter. They need to protect that
This is.
because honestly, it really don't matter who's
You
back
know
there running
what?
behind that O line as long as
I
it's good in Dallas. It seems like anybody can make it happen, but they just don't have that old line, anymore.
I undersold Dallas. I think they get 7 wins this year.
I still think they're selling them short.
Right.
But we'll find. We'll get to a whole season
They
breakdown. We get close to
they
the
they
season.
they are arguably in the worst division in the NFL.
Just sad.
Outside of the Eagles. Outside
We'll
of the
get close.
Eagles, we know
We'll
the
get.
Commanders and the Giants are a dumpster fire. Absolute dumpster fire.
Now, oh, I I think the Packers should probably trade out of this pick and build up their depth and get some second rounders to build up their depth. I don't think there's immediate need on offense or defense. Their wide receivers are solid. Their tight end position is solid. Their offensive line has played very well. They're just a young team that's only going to get better. So they should just trade out of this pick and get them some more picks.
Yeah.
Whew. I wish Marlo was here because the Bucks need a quarterback. Not now, but right now. And since they seem to like run quarterbacks, this might be the pick for Spencer.
Whoa, too early. Too early. Because you got to think at that point, then it would be what's he would be the sixth quarterback off the board.
Well, he can't have my quarterback. So who they gonna get? Because he can't have my quarterback.
They're not drafting a quarterback first round. They just signed. They re-signed Baker, didn't they not?
The 2-year contract.
So I mean, why take a quarterback this year at the very least this year in the first round?
I don't
if
know.
I'm them, I go O-line because they got rid of a couple of O-linemen that they've had over the years there. So I feel like they need to refuel over there when it comes to that front. Anyways,
all I know is Marlo told.
Could we possibly see our first running back off the board at 26?
Ooh, who are you thinking?
The dude from Texas, right?
No. There's another running back. I can't remember his name. Hold on, let me look him up.
Our running backs, okay. Let's see.
But we haven't said anything about. No, it would be Jonathan Brooks. Yep, it would be Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah.
They got him ranked 49 on the big board, but that he could possibly be the only first round running back. Yeah. Jalen Wright was the other guy I was thinking about.
Yeah, okay. Tennessee. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then we got Trey Benson from Florida State, which I looked at his tape, wasn't impressed.
Dang. I knew you guys.
Troy, you got to watch him on a consistent basis. How do you feel about Troy? Trey Benson.
I do not like. So I start with the running back's ability to run block.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a smallish run blocker. I feel like he gets overpowered in blitz pickup. I feel like his route running ability out of the backfield at times became questionable. I thought because he had so much speed, he was antsy. He does not have the patience.
He had no vision. No vision. I didn't like on any of his big runs. They weren't something that he had to make something out of nothing. Nah, so when we start evaluating running backs, I got to look at what you do when there is no hole. We all can look great running through 2 mile wide open gaping holes in the defense. We can all look good doing that. But what do you do when there's nothing there?
So I got to be fair. This is the first year in a very long time that Florida State has solid run blockers across the board. This has been an anomaly.
That's why he had such a great season.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about on the plays when they didn't open a hole. He didn't get no yards.
No, he's not a put his shoulder down and run over the power guy. Which goes back to why I said his blitz pickup for me was an issue. It also explained why we had platoon running backs. So you're seeing a guy being explosive while he's also sharing carries with two other people. So I do not think he's a first rounder. I think the best player that we had on offense was Keon Coleman. And I think he's a early second round, late first round pick.
If the Texans hadn't taken or hadn't made the trade for Stephon Diggs, that would have been my pick at 42 if he was there.
Yep. Which now that I'm if San Francisco is as smart as they say they are, they pick up Keon Coleman at 31.
That would be a
I
great
love
pick
that.
for them.
I would love that.
Buffalo Bills need some help on that defense. Got to help the defense. They
They need
lost
help
Stephon Diggs, so a receiver
everywhere.
could be in the, could be in a program for them.
Brian Thompson there, maybe.
I think Brian Thomas is gone way before 28.
But so where though?
He's gonna go between that 15 and 22 time frame. Brian Thomas will be off the board. One of those teams,
Marvin,
the
Malik,
Steelers could
Brian.
possibly grab him. I could see the
Or maybe
Seahawks grabbing him.
maybe what about your boys from Texas? I think one of those guys could fall to him at that point too.
Who, Xavier Worthy?
Worthy or Mitchell?
I don't think Worthy is a first round wide receiver. I think he's just. I know he's fast, but as far as compared to the other receivers that are available, I don't think he's better than Coleman. I don't think he's better than Brian Thomas, and I don't think he's better than Mitchell. So if Mitchell,
No, I'm saying as if Brian
so
Thomas was taken.
then Mitchell could possibly go there. I could see Mitchell being picked up by the Bills. I can see the Steelers taking them if Brian Thomas goes earlier. See what always happens is the top receivers get drafted and then teams start panicking and just you see a run on receivers. It happens every year.
Mm-hmm.
And Mitchell could be mixed up in that, and then the Bills will be sitting there at 28 and they'll end up going offensive line or something, just trying to just trying to take the best player available.
Yeah.
Detroit, best run offense in the league last year. Jameson Williams played great. TJ Hawkinson played great. Sam Laporta. So their offense is straight. They got to go defense.
Yeah.
Whatever DB is available.
Yeah.
Brian Branch played outside his mind. Nobody thought he was going to be as good as he ended up being. They get some more help in that secondary. They can really make a push for the Super Bowl. This could be the Lions' year to actually get over that hump. Looking at the NFC, if they do this draft right, the Lions will be in the Super Bowl.
I agree. I couldn't agree more with that. Everything you just said. Need to pick a DB here if I'm them. Offense is stellar. Not only do they have one running back, they have two. Their O line straight. It got to be defense.
You can't coach yourself out of games.
Yeah, I was about to say, y'all was gonna think I was a hater, but they have a Tom Thibodeau problem. They have a coaching problem.
Yeah, they coach themselves right out the playoffs.
Yeah, you have to take the points. Like this ain't Madden. You
Fire
gotta
your
take
analytic guy. Even on Madden, I'm taking 3 in that situation. I'm sorry.
So,
I get during the regular season if you want to be kind of aggressive to go get yourself a win right there. Cool. Not the conference championship game when you have it in your hands to win the game. You got to kick 3 right there.
Absolutely.
And he did it twice, right? If I'm not mistaken, twice. Literally, or maybe it wasn't 3. Maybe he should have punted one of those times or something. I don't know, but it was bad. It was egregious.
It was 3. They had a chance. So look, here's the thing: they had a chance to go up by 10, didn't take it.
Yeah.
Then the score gets tied. Then they have another chance to take the lead,
and they did take that
and didn't take it. As a matter of fact, they could have went up 3 scores. That's what it was. They would have been up 17.
That would have been ball game.
But instead, they stay up 14. They score, and then Jahmyr Gibbs fumbled, and they scored again, and now it's tied. And then they went down. They had a chance to take the lead, and still went for it on 4th down. Gave it back to him. Got down by 3. Had another chance to tie the game, and didn't get it. Jameson Williams dropped the ball on 4th down, and that was ball game.
Sickening.
And now I got to listen to 49ers fan talk about what a great quarterback Brock Purdy is.
Yeah.
If y'all don't go outside and touch grass. All right. So, do we know who the Ravens what do the Ravens even need at this point? A wide receiver?
Get some more help in the wide receiving core.
Yeah.
We don't know how well Mark Andrews is going to come back from this hip injury. So
Tight end wide receiver?
tight end wide receiver. Help out Lamar. Help out Lamar. We can't have another situation where the offense is why y'all lost. It wasn't the defense, it was the offense.
Yeah.
You know, we see it in previous years, it'd be the defense. But this year in particular, because Kyle Hamilton was playing incredible football, you can't have the mistakes by Roquan. You can't have the mental errors. Take some of the mental errors out the game. The fumble on Zay Flowers was an amazing play by L'Jarius Sneed, but at the end of the day, we can't have that. You got to hold on to the ball.
Okay.
All right. So Kansas City Chiefs, they got to get a wide receiver, don't they?
I mean, is that their only need?
They won the Super Bowl, so it's kind of
Ain't Sneed gone?
no, Snead is did they hold on, let's check and make sure.
Let's say wide receiver or tackle because they got rid of Orlando Brown, right? So
Yeah. So offensive line for the Chiefs.
yeah,
Keep,
receiver or tackle. Yeah, makes sense.
Receiver or tackle. That defense played great. I think they
Oh
do.
no. L'Jarius Sneed agreed to a 4-year, $76
He
million
with the Titans,
contract.
Okay. So McDuffie and Sneed. Do y'all agree that that's the best cornerback duo in the league right now?
No, yeah, no. Snead is with the Titans.
Sneed is going with the Titans.
That's what.
$76
See,
million.
that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
I,
That's what I
I
thought.
thought they
Sneed was
tried.
gone.
No, I
That's
was
what I thought.
confused.
That was my original thought. You messing me up, Troy. I could have
bad.
sworn Sneed was gone.
Yeah, he gone. So you need a corner.
So we got to replace Sneed because that's what made their defense so good, was having two lockdown corners.
No, the thing was Snead played the slot though.
Yeah, but he
So
locked
it's gonna be
down
hard.
whoever he was locking people up.
Yeah, I give you that.
And
I don't know if they're gonna play.
when it came down to it, the Chiefs didn't have to worry about the back end. They could send heat and not get beat deep.
It's gonna be hard to replace him, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard to replace a guy that's that knowledgeable, that willing, that fast, that tall. Because I believe he was a little over 6 foot. No.
Yeah, he's about 6'1".
Yeah.
I think McDuffie was a little bit more lockdown if you're talking about straight man-to-man press.
Yeah,
Shut
no,
a receiver
absolutely.
down. I like
Absolutely.
McDuffie, but you have to get some more help in that secondary. You can't just leave it on McDuffie to hold everybody because he can only guard one person on any given play.
Hey, nah, they picked up the young dude over there, Joshua Williams, 6'3".
Joshua Williams is good as well.
He all right, but I think he again, like to your point though, they got to have a guy that literally replaces what Snead did for that defense in the slot.
Exactly.
I don't think Josh. I think Josh and Trent are both going to stick to playing on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that they move one of them to that spot. I don't know.
They might have to though. They might have.
I agree. They're gonna have to have one of these young guys in camp or assign somebody to take the outside so that I think they're gonna end up moving Trent McDuffie to the slot, honestly. But who knows? And I'm not even saying that because of his height either. I think that he's just a great player. So I think they're gonna put him in the best spot to succeed.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do good wherever he's at on the field.
Yeah.
And we think the Panthers are going to get an offensive line.
Is that still first round?
Yeah, that's the last pick on the first round.
That's 33.
And they don't have a first round pick. Yes. Yeah, so
that's it.
They have the first pick in the second round. The Bears have their first round pick this year.
Well,
and number 9 is their actual pick.
Well,
in that Bryce Young trade. But we want to talk about the Panthers. They need a receiver. Get Bryce Young some help. That team is in a serious rebuild because they have holes everywhere. but the most gaping hole is the lack of pass catchers. Adam Thielen cannot be your wide receiver one.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna get that. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out. We will be live this Thursday for the draft. DK, if you want to come for the draft, it's gonna get interesting because I'm
I'll
sure
be around. I'll be in chat and whatnot. I'll be at work.
Marlo is gonna flip a table over. I'm sure. I
I
know
don't have a
what
dog in that fight. I'll just be watching because I love football.
I know what my Raiders are gonna do. They're gonna do right by me because nobody wants to see me in a Las Vegas Cook County jail. Nobody wants to see that.
It's Clark County, but I get where you're
I'm
going with
sorry,
that.
Clark. Well, again, thank y'all for coming out. TPDK and myself, we are out.